Good afternoon. We're Don Draper, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Properties. We're out here in beautiful Carson, California, and it's inspection day. I was able to get my client this property under contract, and we have an inspection period to inspect the house and make sure that it's right just for him. So we're going to be following me today, one of my preferred home inspectors, and we're going to be inspecting this house in Carson, California. Hey, make sure you subscribe so you'll be updated when I drop more content about what's going on in the current real estate market. This is one of my preferred home inspectors, Demas. Demas, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Demas Avila and I'm with GoInspect.com. I've been doing property inspections for about 19 years now. I've got a degree in construction engineering, and the four primary systems that I focus on is what the primary systems are in any house or building, and I call it the FREPs. Check your FREPs, F-R-E-P, foundation system, roofing system, electrical and plumbing system. Those are the four systems, primary systems in any house or building. That's what I do.
All right, so today he's gonna be inspecting this home that I got under contract from my client, and we'll just kind of be following him around safely and just documenting what normally goes on in a home inspection. Stay tuned.
What's your name?
Elvin.
Hey Alvin, so I'm your inspector. Okay. So what I focus on are the four primary systems in any house or building. Cosmetic stuff doesn't go in the report, but you could ask me whatever you want, right?
I already know.
Yeah. So we're gonna start out here at the water meter, because that's how you know if you have a water leak. So that's yours. It should say 0.00, and that's gonna verify that there's no water leak. I'm going to turn all the fixtures on all at the same time, and it should stay the same. If I turn everything on and it does something like that, then we have some issues. There's probably some resisting galvanized plumbing somewhere. Right? So I'm going to leave the water running. You're going to follow me, and I want to fill up the drain lines too, to see if the drain lines leak. Okay? If it is so far, just put everything on. We'll come back to this.
All right, so now we're checking on the water pressure. So what the inspector and my client are doing, they're turning the water on all the components. Now it's very unlikely that everything is going to be running at the same time, but that's one of the tests that they do. So they're turning on the shower, they're flushing the toilet, they're turning on the water in the other bathrooms. And if the pressure of the water starts to slow down, then that's a cue that there might be some leak or some old piping. Right now, everything looking so good, but again, these are some of the things that you're checking.
Sometimes if you don't want salt in here, you bypass it. Usually the bypass, I've seen it's just a lever. Okay, so that's the salt. So when you're taking the shower, you're gonna feel like you can't rinse off. That's what the salt does. It makes your skin silky. Yeah, it makes your hair grow. I need it. Yeah, we both do. Water heater, there's 5 things I look for. Gotta have a shut-off valve. There's on this side, you see the yellow handle. Yes, okay. So it's got the ball valve, that's one thing. It's gotta have the T-P-R valve, so it doesn't explode. The 2 straps, the flex gas line. It's got the venting. And in the garage, it has to be 18 inches above the floor. Right? So everything that has, that is required of it, it has. So, plumbing we're doing good, right? So now I'm gonna check the outlets. So, black and red go on the short side. That's the hot. White's the neutral. Okay. And bronze or copper is the ground. So it's hot, neutral, and ground. What I'm looking for is to make sure a red light doesn't turn on. If a red light turns on, that means the hot and the neutral are reversed. This didn't even turn on. Maybe try that switch, Chris. Okay, you see that? So the top one, the bottom one should be hot. It's called the half hot. And so we're good. It's wired correctly, right? So look at it. That's good. Good. Yeah. So those are the new outlets. They're called tamper resistant. So if you can't put it in, you gotta wiggle it. Because once you put pressure on it, it moves to the side. It's so that kids don't stick stuff in there, right? Sometimes they're really difficult. You know, you gotta wonder. Test that one right there. If you can't put it in, you gotta work with it. Perfect, good job. Okay, so all these are good.
Right here.
Good. Good. So all these are good. Kitchen's good. Yeah, I think it needs to be a closet. Yeah, they're so tight, you know. That, I mean, they make them safety, but sometimes it's over. I think it says 100.
Okay.
So this is a 100 amp panel. So for this size house, now they want 200. The thing I'm looking for is many of these wires are loose. They're not loose, and none of them look melted. All right. What color is that screw in there?
You got a brass and then you got the chrome.
Brassy, silverish,
Yes.
right? That's a good color. If it ever turns blackish, like it got charred, that means the breaker is not working and it's overheating. So the breaker protects the wire. The breaker protects the wire. When this gets too hot, the switches trip, right? Because hey, calm down. So go ahead, turn that one back on. Yeah, that's all it is. So we're going to check each breaker to make sure we got 120 volts plus or minus 10.
119, 122, 122, 119, 119, 121, 121, 119, 121. Okay.
This 50, we got to see where it's going to. There could be a sub panel in the garage or somewhere.
Okay.
Because that's a big breaker.
121, 121, 119, 119, 122, 119, 122, 119.
Okay, cool. Everything's working here the way it should work. If something's not working inside the house, I know it's not the panel. All right. All right. Any questions here?
Cool.
Okay.
Right now, the home inspector, Demas, is showing my client around the property. Again, there's 4 things that they're worried about: the roofing, the foundation, the electrical, and the plumbing. They looked at the electronic panel. Their old house is built in 1945, 1950. They weren't using a whole lot of electricity back in. So we did notice that the power box is 100 watts. It should be 200. We could get another specialist, which I already have someone that I've done business with, and he can go ahead and upgrade the box for a small fee.
So, I'm big on foundations, taking care of the foundations. So the best thing you can do right here is put cement, concrete, you know, around the perimeter of your house. The number 1 thing is putting concrete around the perimeter of your house. The number 2 thing is rain gutters. Alright? And the number 3 thing is probably taking this out. But you really want, I would put rain gutters in here. The less water next to the foundation, the better.
All right, so now we're pretty much finished with the home inspection for today. My boy Demas right there, he's gonna normally do what's called a report. He'll probably email it to us within the next 24 to 40 hours, and we'll actually have a report on his findings. And then if there's anything that's really sticking out, we can try to negotiate that with the seller to either fix or reduce the price, but that's normally how a home inspection goes.
The pool equipment's outdated, right? It's leaking. The AC ducts, they're leaking air. They're just too old. Right, so we went up there, you can feel air just leaking everywhere. So there's not a whole lot of pressure in some of these vents because there's air coming out in the ducts. Right, so I put that on the report. Okay. So those are the two biggest things, in my opinion. Congratulations. You're going home. Congratulations.
Great job.
Whew. And we are done. That was a long home inspection. I'm gonna relax and chill in this sauna for a little bit. Remember to subscribe below, and thank you again for touring with me on this home inspection in Carson, California. See you soon.